portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Yesterday, we brought you an exclusive investigation about the emergence of a porn industry in the Bahamas.
And it had a lot of people talking.
Sure did.
And tonight, Janae Ferguson discusses the matter with the chairman of the Bahamas Plays and Films Control Board, an independent entity mandated to vet productions for the public domain, including porn movies.
With an emerging porn industry being unveiled, Chairman of the Bahamas Plays and Films Control Board, Alf Mabo, maintains that while they do not censor what is being placed in the public domain, the board has to ensure that movies, films, and plays meet the standards which the Bahamas finds tolerant and acceptable.
We have not been approached by anyone to view and or to rate a movie that is considered pornographic or porn. So that is not something that has been put to us. Therefore, if someone is selling such a movie to the general public, of course that means selling, trading, that movie should have come to the board for viewing and rating, and we would have made the appropriate decision. Should it have been classified as porno, then we know what to do with it.
And what is that?
It would not be shown.
But some may argue that if a person buys a porno flick and watches it in the privacy of its home, it would be in his or her right to do so.
If someone else buys a copy, pays, and they, of course, are buying it because they want to be part of the process to stop it, to bring it to the board's attention, then the producer, director now he has a problem. Because this particular product is now in the public domain for commercial purposes. It can end up anywhere, to anyone, and it has not been viewed or rated so that it could be done, you see?
With the introduction of technology, though, the board's job has become more challenging.
The existing laws as it relates to plays and movies and film must be changed to account for the digitalizing of movies, where they don't come in these canisters, reels anymore. They come through the air. Through Bahamas airspace, and persons are apt to say this is something between us and them, that is the customer, consumer, and the business, and so it has nothing to do with you. I believe there may be a view and a good case to say that the air around the Bahamas is the responsibility of the Bahamas government and Bahamian people.
Bo says regardless of the genre, all movies send a message, and he asks whether or not pornography is the message we want to send to our younger generation. Janae Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Be sure to log on to ZNSBahamas.com and vote in our online poll. The question this week, should porn be legal in the Bahamas?
Social Services Minister, the Honorable Melanie Griffin, expressed her disappointment with the emergence of pornography.
And she said that her ministry has not had any cases where porn is involved, but noted that legislation is in place to deal with any sexual offense if that becomes an issue.
The Social Services Minister added that the Bahamas is evolving and we have to be selective in practices that the country adopts.
Many things that we never thought would be happening in our country are happening today. And it's just, I think, because, of course, that we are part of a global village. And then again, too, of course, we do have situations where people are unemployed. And we do know that unemployment breeds crime. So people feel like they should do anything to make money. That's why we ought to even, they would say, take care of their families. But that is why I believe as we move forward and the economy continues to pick up, employment is on the rise, that we'll see some of these things fall away. So very, very disappointed that the Bahamas which has been a real, I think, there have always been social challenges, but that we should feel like we should become involved in these types of vices.
Now, with more attention placed on the production and distribution of local pornography, head of the Bahamas Christian Council, Reverend Ranford Patterson, says now more than ever, the church must stand firm on core values.
Well, he also pointed out that in recent times, school children have reportedly been posting graphic images of explicit sexual acts on the internet.
I don't believe that there are many parents in this country who are encouraging their children to do it. But with the proliferation of the cell phones and the tablets and all the others, sometimes it's so difficult, I guess, for parents to really be able to man what their children are doing, because they can pull up on their phones, they can put up on their, their iPads, and the children have all of these things at their disposal. And so I don't know how parents are going to be able to man it. We just have to, I guess, do a better job of teaching our children what's right and what's wrong, and encouraging them to do what's right.
Well, Reverend Patterson lamented that we have become a secular society where nothing is wrong anymore. He said if we are not careful, all of the social ills that we see in other countries will be imported here. While the council has been criticized for not speaking up on certain issues, Reverend Patterson says they will continue to agitate against social immorality.
We have to continue to fight against the proliferation. We have to fight against all of the secularism that is coming from the north to the Bahamas and other places. I think the church must now stand firm and continue to let their voices be heard as to the negative impacts that these vices will have on the country. Not just individual, but the country, because if the individuals are impacted, they will not be able to function effectively, and if they can't function effectively, the country then will suffer as a result of it.
Recap the National Family Island Regatta in ZNS Total Sports. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.